And these delegations, they are arriving this evening. Jax gazed up at the high windows overhead, spying the vivid sunlight pouring in and bathing the room in an orange glow. Hazel nodded and rose from her seated position. Yes. Now, if you'll please excuse us. Sin and I have a few matters to attend to before their arrival. You and your friends are welcome to partake in these discussions, Duchess. With your experience in the political arena, you could even serve as a mediator of sorts. Oh, yes! Amia bounced on her pillow. Yes, Jacqueline, please say you'll stay. Lord Verithus has already expressed concerns about the ancient faith's allegiance to Rianne. If his representatives discover that the Duchess of Saphire has been invited to moderate this summit, if you will, he won't have a foot to stand on. If you think I can help. Jax trailed off, hoping her nonchalant tone concealed her inner triumph at being invited to this gathering. She would have insisted on being present even if Hazel hadn't extended the invitation. With nearly half the realm under her control, Jax had a vested interest in ensuring that Zaltor was at least stabilized. A new era was coming to the realm of virtues. She couldn't in good conscience move forward with her plans for peace and freedom if one nation was still embroiled in war. My party and I can certainly spare a day or two. She didn't look, but she could feel Eisen's boiling gaze on her back. He obviously had not planned for her to dally here long. Excellent. Hazel smiled. I'll send for our temple steward. We'll have some rooms made up for you in the repose. Jax assumed the term repose referred to the temple's residential quarters. She had never been inside an ancient faith temple, let alone slept in one. Uma leaned toward Jax and whispered, Is it wise to involve yourself in this, Jax? Shouldn't we be returning to the main company with your aunt? Jax waved away Uma's concerns. The Legion is moving slowly toward Krepsta, as most of our men are traveling on foot. They're not expected to arrive in the capital for a fortnight. On horseback, we'll be able to reunite with them in no time. We can spare a day or two. What about Perry? Sabine asked. I know he's not been himself of late, but won't he notice you're being gone so long? Jax's annoyance grew tenfold, but she quickly checked herself. She had not shared the latest details of Perry's condition with Uma and Sabine. Given Elias's misdeeds, Jax didn't think it her place to tell her friends before informing Perry. When Perry was back in his right mind, she would sit them all down and explain. Until then, she'd pretend that Perry's change in attitude was simply due to his role as Duke. I'm sure Perry won't even know I'm gone, Jax replied in a clipped tone. He made it quite clear that he wanted to travel separately to Krepsta. As long as we arrive before the delegation crosses into the Krepstian capital, he'll be none the wiser. Putting an end to the discussion, she gathered her skirts and clumsily rose from the floor pillow. Ziri, in her tunic and trousers, stood with much more grace than Jax. While I have no objections about the change in timeline, Duchessa, I am concerned about your being in close proximity to two warring factions. Once they learn the true intentions of this gathering, things may turn ugly. There is no need for concern on that front, Spymaster Axinger. Sin appeared in Ziri's shadow. Only 2 representatives from each faction have been invited to this summit, and will be permitted onto the temple grounds. Our scouts will remain vigilant. With the faithful on watch, you have nothing to fear. Ziri folded her arms. Commander, pardon my skepticism, but I learned very quickly upon meeting the Duchessa that trouble always finds her, no matter what precautions are taken.